guys, thanks for coming in. I know you're having fun outside, but we're gonna make a cake. And this is a cake that I used to make when I was your age with my Grandma Long. And she called it the depression cake. Why would you call something yummy depressing? No, it was the time. People had lost their jobs, they lost their farms, they had very little. It was the depression era. So it eventually got changed to be the war cake. No. And then it was the wacky cake, and then it was the crazy cake. So I have renamed this. My grandma's gone, but I have renamed it to the challenging times cake. Okay? All right. So we are going to need 1.5 cups of flour, 1 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of cocoa. This is cocoa. It's not sweetened at all. So if you taste it and you go, ick, that's because you're used to the stuff up there that you add to your glass of milk. That stuff is not going to work. Then we need 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and then we have 4 more items to put in a little bit later. So meanwhile, we are going to prepare our pan. An 8x8 square brownie pan or a 9x9 square brownie pan are perfect, but I didn't have either one. So what I'm using is called a spring form pan. This is what I use for cheesecakes, and it's just perfect for that. I sprayed it the inside of the walls and on the bottom, and I did it over the sink so that somebody walking in to this floor in the kitchen doesn't go, whoa! Because you know who it'd be? It'd be me. Okay, you ready to get going? All right, we got flour. And we've got the cocoa. And we've got the sugar. Ooh, okay. So all that went really fast, right? And let's see, it's green, dark green, olive green. That is for our 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And there's part of the cardboard that hangs down on the box if you open it up correctly. And it's used for leveling out your ingredient. Plonk. All right. Now, the next thing is salt. There is nothing here to level it out with. So I'm going to pour it into my 1 teaspoon, but we're not going to fill it all the way up because it doesn't call for 1 teaspoon, it calls for 3/4. So you can either measure twice over something else, because you do not want to measure it over here, because about the time you start measuring it over there, somebody's going to walk in and go, spider! And you go, oh! And he's pouring too much, okay? Not over the bowl, over something else. So you could find the 1/4 and the 1/2 and measure it twice. That makes 3/4. But I just happen to know where that was. So we're going to give this a very quick blending, and then we'll add in the other ingredients. You want to make sure that all of your chocolate is mixed in with your flour and sugar. Doesn't take much time. And then, all right, okay. So we are going to kind of level this off, and we're going to make 3 holes. Think of it as a self-portrait of you. 2 eyes and a mouth. Your eyes are smaller than your mouth, right? Yeah, because I can get my foot into my mouth. So you've got 2 eyes. One is going to be for 2 different ingredients, and this one is going to be for the last one. One of the eye holes is going to be vanilla. The second I is going to be vinegar. Ugh! Hey, it's okay. It does something with the baking soda in there and makes it lovely. And the last thing is oil. We need 1/3 cup of oil. So we need 2 small holes for the eyes and 1 giant big mouth hole for the oil. Okay, so let's do the vanilla first, because I love the smell of it. Just looking for my bowl. Come on, come on. All right, there we go. Okay, into 1 eye hole. Let's put the lid back on. Now, the part that made you disgusted. Vinegar. And this is just plain white vinegar. Into the other eye hole. Lid goes back on. All right. Oil. So we have vanilla, vinegar, and oil. Come on, drip, 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 drip. Okay. Then the last thing, wish I could show you that, but I'm afraid it's going to go all over. We're going to pour 1 cup of water, that's 8 ounces, over all of that. And then we're going to start mixing it up. While you're mixing, at the very beginning of this, you're going to be very gentle, otherwise you'll have dry ingredients flying everywhere. It will get to the point that it starts binding up with the liquids and it won't fly. Then you can become a lot more aggressive. Yeah, I can smell it already. I love the smell of chocolate. Pretend you're the mixer. You are the mixer. You're the hand mixer. Okay, we've got it all in. Now, oven, 350 degrees. Perfect. I'm going to need to have the aid of my rubber spatula. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of all that extra that's on the spoon because it's just going to go to my hips. Now we're going to pour. And if somebody wants to volunteer to clean up the kitchen, I'll let you lick the bowl and the spoon. What? No, you won't be able to taste the vinegar. Yes. All right. Just about all of it is out. Not all of it. Not all of it. No, I need somebody to help me. Okay. There we go. All right. So one of the things when you're baking a cake is there are air bubbles inside, and you don't want them to be inside. You want them on the surface. So put a towel or something protective down, like a stack of oven mitts, and just start tapping it down, and you will see all these air bubbles coming, popping up to the top. They're not a good thing, because if you cut into your cake, that air bubble is going to be right there, and you just lost some of your cake. Do you want that to happen? No. Okay. All right. We're almost there. Yeah. Oh man, there was a lot. Okay. Our oven is hot. It's already to 350 because we preset it right before. And this looks like there aren't any more coming up, so let's pop it in. Your rack is set at the middle. I'm going to set my timer for 35 minutes. I'm also going to set it on my iPad because if this goes off, it's going to go ding one time and then I won't be hearing it. Okay. Start. All right, so we got that going. Now, I did bake a couple before this one, while you guys were outside. This is what it looks like when it comes out. Nice and deep, dark chocolate. In the Depression era and also the war, people didn't have a lot of money to spend on icing, so a lot of times it was either naked like this or just powdered sugar. I have powdered sugar in a shaker, and I took some paper and cut out the shape of a Valentine, and I used it as a template. So I put the paper down, took my powdered sugar and shook it all over. And then when you lift up your paper carefully, it leaves that impression. So you can do the same thing if you happen to have a paper doily. Those are pretty cool. Or if you want to cut out your own designs, that would be fine too. Like if it was somebody's birthday and we're all shut in, do their first initial. That would be cool. Or a flower, your choice. So keep an eye on that cake because 35 minutes goes pretty darn fast. And I still am looking for somebody to come in and help me volunteer by cleaning up the kitchen a little bit. Not a lot of stuff to go, but it will go very fast. So thanks for joining in, and I hope you'll love my cake. What do we call it? Challenging Times cake.